Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to share with you our new organizational brand. It's my pleasure to introduce our CEO, Karen Baker.
Thank you, Louie, and welcome, everyone. We really are excited to be able to share our new branding with you today. But before we get to the big reveal, I'd like to tell you a little bit about why we decided to rebrand our organization. First, there's a practical reason. Over time, the name Pennsylvania Coalition Against Rape, or PCAR, has come to be used in two different ways. One, to describe our entire organization, which includes the National Sexual Violence Resource Center. And the other is to specifically refer to our state coalition activities with our member centers in Pennsylvania. So this causes some confusion, as does having a national organization under the umbrella of a state-specific name. So we wanted a brand that would be comprehensive and would align all the parts of our organization. Also, as you could probably imagine, PCAR has grown and changed a great deal since we were first founded nearly 50 years ago. And in fact, our entire field has really experienced significant growth and change during those years. And I think this is a great testament to our collective success. So we wanted a name that would better reflect those advancements and be strengths-based, and that would clearly speak to the culture and the world that we're all actively working to create. I also want to tell you just a little bit about the process that we've used to rebrand. With guidance from our branding consultant, Christy McElhenney of Third Sector Communication Strategies, we've used a very inclusive and iterative process where we have repeatedly asked our key stakeholders for input and feedback, including members of our board of directors and staff, members of our Pennsylvania sexual assault centers, and a wide array of national and state partners. In fact, many of the people who participated in our focus groups and interviews and discussions are here on this call with us today. And I just want to say that I'm very grateful for your insightful and helpful comments that helped us move along this journey. We also conducted research and legal reviews. And through our entire process, we explored and learned a great deal about how we are described and viewed by others, our unique attributes, and the most important aspects of our work. And we wanted to make sure that our new branding was closely aligned with our long-standing organizational values, which are shown on the current slide. Several key concepts emerged as we progressed along this process. And these describe the key attributes by which people, you and many of your peers, describe our work. This is how you describe our organization, the Pennsylvania Coalition Against Rape, PCAR, and National Sexual Violence Resource Center, NSVRC. These are our DNA, and they're what we work to reflect in our new branding. So now, finally, we are ready to reveal our new name, followed by our cohesive brand that unites all the aspects of our organization. The new name for our umbrella organization is now Respect Together. And the tagline that is an integral part of our branding is United to End Sexual Abuse, Assault, and Harassment. Together, this name and tagline reflect our commitment to work with all of you and with partners throughout Pennsylvania and across the United States to disrupt the driving forces behind sexual violence in order to create safe and equitable communities that demonstrate a deep respect for all people. Respect Together unites our organization under one name, while still allowing for the continuation and identity of our two major divisions: the renamed Pennsylvania Coalition to Advance Respect, or PCAR, and the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, NSVRC. And so to talk more specifically about our brand refresh for our state coalition work, I'd like to now introduce Joyce Lukema, the Chief Operating Officer for PCAR.
As a state coalition, PCAR partners with a network of rape crisis centers that serve all 67 counties in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, providing support to survivors, promoting safe and respectful communities. In rebranding our organization to Respect Together, the wisdom we heard from our state and national partners echoed our desire to maintain the long-standing and well-known acronym PCAR, PCAR. Our refreshed brand maintains PCAR, showing it as a division of Respect Together and preserving our identity as a state coalition. As Karen noted, we updated the words behind the PCAR acronym to the Pennsylvania Coalition to Advance Respect. This name aligns our umbrella organization, Respect Together, and it is positive and future focused to highlight the vision rather than the problem. The word rape in our name often served as a barrier to working with a number of key stakeholder groups, including funders and media. It is important to note that even though the word rape no longer appears in the name of our organization, we are fully maintaining our commitment to addressing all types of sexual violence, including rape, both in our work and through our communications. We believe our new name, the Pennsylvania Coalition to Advance Respect, is inclusive of all aspects of work of our organization, supporting survivors, systems advocacy, and prevention. And now, when we use the name PCAR, it will be clear that we are talking about our important state coalition work while also signaling that we are a key part of Respect Together. It is now my pleasure to turn it over to my colleague, Yolanda Edrington, the Chief Operating Officer for the NSVRC.
Thanks, Joyce. Hi, everyone. NSVRC, the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, is also a central division of Respect Together. We provide information and tools to organizations and advocates across the U.S. to end sexual abuse, assault, and harassment. While our acronym and name remain the same, being a part of Respect Together brings many benefits, including eliminating confusion of national entity being under the umbrella of a state organization and simply being more visible in the organization name. Our new tagline of United to End Sexual Abuse, Assault, and Harassment is shared across all divisions and elements of Respect Together and really reflects the long-standing approach of NSVRC. Only by working together can we end racism, sexism, and the oppression that leads to sexual violence. So now, please welcome now the board president for Respect Together, Mary Onama, who also is executive director for the Victim Services Center of Montgomery County.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Karen, Joyce, and Yolanda. I echo what you have all said, and I'm so very excited to be part of the unveiling of our new name for our organization. Respect Together unites all elements of our work under one name with continued commitment for our long-standing mission of preventing and ending sexual abuse, assault, and harassment. The new name behind PCAR, Pennsylvania Coalition to Advance Respect, provides strong inspiration and direction for our state work. We believe that when everyone is treated with respect, there'll be no more rape, yes, or abuse, or harassment, or oppression. I'm very happy to say that our new brand is a symbolic representation of our work. So grateful I am to the many partners and stakeholders we heard from in focus groups, discussions, and in one-on-one conversations. They had a lot to say and cared deeply about the symbolic representation of our work. The brand line that you see depicts continued progress made possible by partners and allies connecting and working together to achieve a shared vision. You will see our new logo mark take many forms, as does our work, as we reunite and unite, stay united to meet, evolve, and advance the movement. The colors are very significant. The bolder, refreshed teal color representing the field of sexual assault, the deep blue color signifying child abuse prevention and our commitment to work across the lifespan, and the bright gold color emblematic of the brighter future we are dedicated to achieving. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the thorough and inclusive process to refresh and strengthen our organization and our brand. It takes all of us working together to create a world in which all people are treated with respect and are allowed to have full autonomy over their own bodies and sexual expression. We've made tremendous progress over the years, and we know that much work remains to be done. Collectively in the US and in the world, we can create a culture that values and upholds all people being treated with respect and free from all forms of sexual violence and oppression. And now it's my honor to turn this back to Karen Baker, our CEO. Thank you. It's been a pleasure being part of this whole unveiling.
Thanks, Mary. I agree with you. We absolutely cannot do this work alone. It takes all of us. But working together, we can disrupt the root causes of sexual violence, and we can create and uphold communities that are safe and equitable and that demonstrate respect for all people. I'm proud to have been a part of the team that created this new brand. Respect Together better reflects the totality of the work that PCAR and NSVRC have been doing for nearly 5 decades, and with our key partnerships with Reliance and NSEC. We value all of our partners, and we recommit to our mission and our collective work with all of you. Thank you so much for being here with us today, and thank you for being part of this amazing work.